Hello there guys and welcome into the Smackdown Scrutiny. It's been a little while, I know. We've just come off the heels of WrestleMania. We was going to do a raw review, but unfortunately the internet on Saul's behalf has been awful. Virgin Media, sort your crap out. However, Smackdown, and it's just literally finished, so you are getting this at 3 o'clock in the morning as always. This whole gimmick, this whole setup will change for the Smackdown Scrutiny. I'm going to try and revamp it a little bit because it's a little bit bare and there's not a lot to it. I want to make it just a little bit more. However, we are doing the Smackdown After Mania tonight, and to start off the show, will we get a recap of Mania? I will say this now: the predictions that we did, we will get back to them at some point this week or next week. Night 1, amazing. Night 2 was a little lackluster, and we do not talk about the Raw after Mania ever. We'll keep us up. But what we know is Brawling Brutes and the Imperium are going to face off in a 6-man tag match to start off the episode, and I've predicted Imperium. We also know that later on tonight we are getting Sammy versus Jey Uso, and Santos and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic and Damian Priest. But it is a sad day, everyone, because this book that I do all my notes in, which you can't really see, is now officially finished. I have my last notes on the last page. We are done with the book. The book of Smackdown Scrutiny and the Raw Reflection is done. I need a new book, basically. However, let's start. So, Butch versus Vinci to start. There's some great takedowns from Vinci to start off. There's a lot of chance for Butch already, and it's great. I just want him to be called Pete Dunne, if I'm honest. We get a great stiff clothesline from Butch. Ridge gets tagged in. Springboard cross body from Vinci. Lovely springboard cross body, may I add. Kaiser gets tagged in. Now, Butch gets tagged back in, stamped to the left arm. Sheamus and Gunther are not being tagged in yet. They are being kept on the outside. And they start having a showdown. They go to the side of the ring to start having a bit of a verbal showdown. There's a lovely catch. So basically, they're on the top rope, and it's Butch on the top rope, and it's Vinci in the ring. Kaiser jumps up, well, there's a bit of distraction, chucks Butch towards Vinci. Vinci catches him in this beautiful suplex, and then gives him a snap suplex. The ability to catch someone just stood up straight is incredible. Fair play. And ad break. We comes back in the ring. And as soon as we get back from ad break, Gunther cheap shot Sheamus. And we're back in the ring. Butch is going for the fingers. He snaps Gunther's fingers. I still hate it to this day. Like, it's a great idea, but I hate it. I hate it. There's a lovely goes for German suplex. Butch lands the German suplex. Go to... Oh, he gets literally chucked about. Again, we get a double arm launch from Ridge. Big hit from Ridge, not lifting him. Alabama slam instead. 2 count for that one. Then we get a tag ×2. Triple headshot, literally all Imperium members. 1, Vinci, Gunther, and... Good lord, what's his name? Kaiser. All just basically running drop kick the crap out of Butch on the out. Oh, is it Ridge? On the outside, it's incredible. There's another cheap shot from Gunther to Sheamus. Running drop kick into the corner. Hits the powerbomb. I think it's 1, 2. No, Butch saves the match. Instead, Gunther goes for a Boston Crab. And Sheamus starts stamping on the steps. He's ready for that comeback tag. He's ready for it. The crowd is electric. Now we get Gunther versus Sheamus yet again. It's a brawl fest. Then Sheamus hits a stiff clothesline and into a power slam. Sheamus is so over at this point. 10 beats to the battering. Yes, we're going to get it. He beats the crap out of Gunther for this. He beats the shahooblies out of him. Goes for German. Doesn't quite get it. Instead powers out into a white noise. Kick out at 2. Butch gets in the ring. Gets slammed. Ridge pounces Vinci over the top rope. They go for the high-low on Ridge. Butch hits the moonsault onto the outside. Vinci goes for the springboard, eats a big knee from Sheamus. He gets ready for the bro kick, and it's a 1, 2, 3. The Brawling Brutes win the match against Imperium. I had actually predicted Imperium, but no, we got a Brawling Brutes victory. This was amazing. This was a banger. This, I gave a 4.5 out of 5. It was high intensity. There was stuff going on all out the place. It was a great, great match. An incredible match. And do you know what? It's what we needed to kick off from Monday Night Raw, because again, we won't talk a lot about it, but Raw was crap. One of the worst rated, the worst rated on cagematch.com. I don't go by that. I predict for myself. Raw was bad, yes. There were some good parts in there, some bad. I'm not going to get into the 5-inch chants and the 5-inch things because, look, end of the day, I am very flattened about the product. But SmackDown has reinvigorated. SmackDown has been amazing. Like, tonight's show was incredible. And it further proves to me, okay, maybe we have a possibility where Vince isn't involved. Without getting too deep into it, SmackDown was great. Raw needs to be better. That's what I'm saying. But we get a recap of Raw speaking about it. And we basically, Paul Heyman comes in and says, no booing me, I'm Paul Heyman. But Solo comes in as well. And they're on about how the Bloodline main evented both nights of WrestleMania. And Jay comes up and there's no Jimmy. He's like, where's Jamie? Jimmy. Where's Jimmy? Told him to stay at home. It's about you, main event, Jay. Just you. We don't do this on your own. You solve the Sami Zayn problem. And Jay walks off and Heyman says, look, Jay solves the Sami problem, or you, Solo, you're going to solve every problem. Well, that's not good. That's definitely not good. But next, it's Ricochet versus Ivar. I predict Ricochet. I think giving him all the credit, I think giving him a push is what we need to do. There's no Braun or Eric because they've been banned from ringside, but Valhalla's still there. And quickly, Ricochet gets overpowered. Ricochet is amazing in everything that he does, by the way. Springboard dropkick. There's an unalive dive. He gets caught, chucked against the screen on the side of the ring. And oh my goodness, Ivar flattened Ricochet. It was mental. Just splat. Incredible. Big elbows from Ivar in the ring. They go to the top rope. There's a big kick, but not enough strength from Ricochet to pick up Ivar. Yeah, he tried to pick up Ivar. Ooh. There's a big knee from Ricochet. Hits 2 springboard moves. A lovely drop kick. And like I say, there's just Ricochet keeps trying. A spin kick 2 count. We get these big clubs from Ivar onto the top rope of Ricochet. Hits a springboard hurricane run. The shooting star and Ricochet wins 1, 2, 3. Not a lot of notes. It was fast paced. That's why it was very fast and just fluid. Ivar and Ricochet, amazing performers. The only issue I had with this match, I just wish it went a bit longer. It was very kind of quick on what they're doing. I know I went through the notes quick, and that's because it was literally and it was just all action, which I really enjoyed because I was into the match. But then I realised I haven't got a lot of notes for it because it's the pacing is quite good. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Again, another great match. I got excited for it. I was into a Ricochet Ivar match, and I'm interested in a Ricochet versus anyone match because it's Ricochet. He's the highlight reel. He's incredible. Anyway, we go to the back, and Kevin Owens is staring at his tag team championships. Someone goes, "You're staring at your title?" He says, "No, I'm not staring. I'm leering." He says, "You've got a big match tonight. That after this, you can be done with the bloodline." And Sammy's like, "I don't know. Something just feels off. Something just feels off about Jay and the bloodline." He doesn't quite know what it is. He says that he's got a sense of obligation to talk to Jay Uso. Kevin tells him it's a bad idea, because of course it's a bad idea. It's your opponent. You've just beat him for the tag titles. You want to go talk to him? But Sammy says, "Look, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'll go talk to him, and I will see if I can get Jay on our side." I love Kevin and Sammy, by the way. I love Kevin and Sammy as a combo. However, we go to another match. Good promo breakup between matches. A nice steady flow. And let me tell you now, these past 2 hours flew by. I was playing games on my side. I was doing bits and bobs. And it just flew by. It was lovely. But we now get Raquel and Liv Gonzalez versus Natalya and Shotzi. I predict Liv and Raquel, because they've got a tag match against the tag title holders of Becky and Lita. You wouldn't have them lose here. And I put screw off Natalya. I don't like Natalya. But no Ronda on the show, so this is a great bonus. This is the best SmackDown I think I've ever done. It's because Ronda's not on the show. Yeah, just incredible. Honestly, I'm buzzing from ear to ear about it. We start off powerful Raquel, just flattens Natalya. Sent to the outside, another unalive dive to Raquel. You might wonder why I've got to say that. You probably understand why. Shotzi versus Raquel now, but no, it just gets overpowered. There's a big knee from Shotzi, and Raquel holds Shotzi, and it's like really weird. She has like a head here, but her legs are all like here, like an extended kind of bow and arrow stretch. Ooh, bow and arrow stretch. I like that. I might steal that. It looks painful. Anyway, Liv hits a great tag team move on and basically double knees to this side. It looked brutal. Lovely jump DDT from Liv onto Shotzi. Roll through. There's a German suplex from Shotzi. From Natalya. Discus clothesline, or as I like to call it, the discus line. Again, you don't understand why I didn't do what I did. Assisted flapjack to, I believe it's Shotzi. Raquel slams down, spin DDT from Liv with a bit of help for Raquel, and Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion on Shotzi to win 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this match was crap. I say crap, it was a 2 out of 5. I give it a 2 out of 5. My issue with this match was as follows. Shotzi just, I don't know. I don't like Natalya. I like Shotzi, but I think she needs a lot of work. I think she's still... Look, everyone's better than Ronda. Everyone's better than Ronda. I think Shotzi just needs to work a lot on what she's doing. I can't say as a wrestler, you know, it's, oh, you can just come in about it. Look, I can. But I'm putting it from a viewer perspective. Shotzi, given a lot of training, is great. Like, I've got nothing bad to say about... The people behind the characters are probably all amazing. But I don't like Ronda's character. I don't like Natalya's character. I like Shotzi's character, but I just think she needs a bit of work on her in-ring skills. But it's alright for me saying that, because I'm sat here with hair all over the place and a really crap beard. So, you know. Anyway. We go backstage, and of course, the best game possible. You'll see on my channel, this is on the SNL, but on my channel, we're playing nothing but 2K. My faction, my GM mode, and my Rise. We are playing all 2K. And the reason I say this is Xavier Woods is also playing 2K23. He's actually playing a fatal 4-way match by the looks of things. Anyway, it's Xavier Woods and Madcap Moss playing 2K23. LA Knight appears. He's going, well, something was wrong because the biggest show in all of television, WrestleMania in LA, does not feature LA Knight. Yeah. And he's like, well, something's going wrong. And he's like basically saying, oh, but you got onto the show with your games. Because, yeah, Xavier's great. Sorry. And he says, oh, is it Daddy didn't pat you on the back and give you here's a match? And Xavier says, I will happily beat the crap out of you again. Yeah, again, I said it. Again. And LA Knight picks up the PS5 controller. This beautiful thing. Mine's red. But he picks it up, scrunches it, and throws it on the floor. Do you know how expensive these are? These are 60 quid, $70 a time, right? I love you, LA Knight, but you made a mistake. This is expensive. Well, for me, anyway, at least it's probably not expensive for them. They can just go, yeah, I'll have 20. But PS5 is an expensive piece of equipment, man. Come on. Anyway, and he says, oh, we'll play the game. Because up next is the Triple H announcement. Everyone up to this point thinking, oh, God, here we go, Vince, and yeah. We've all seen on social media, it was not that. It was something a lot better, in my opinion. And Michael Cole, before we start, is, oh, it's the guy that's now running the place. Further trying to cement that Triple H is in charge. And he says, oh, as long as I've got air in these lungs, that will never get old. He was referring to his entrance when he came down. And he says, oh, bit late, but welcome to SmackDown. And he says, there's nothing quite like WrestleMania. Record-setting weekend. 161,000 plus people in attendance at WrestleMania. And if there's a record, well, we broke it. Nearly 1 billion views on digital sites for WWE. Incredible. 1 billion digital views. Mental. It says, but we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about the future. He goes, oh, you ready? I said, oh, you ready? No, I'm not, because I, at this point, got scared. I was like, oh, no, he's talking about the future. Is he going to talk about Vince himself? Or... No, it's the WWE draft. So I did the LA Knight thing, but we are getting the WWE draft again. It is back and bigger than ever, apparently. Every star is eligible. I'm guessing NXT, Level Up, Main Event, Raw, SmackDown. Every star is available for selection. And he says this one is going to change the game. Quite ironic, as you are the game. Me and Saul will do, and I'll speak to him about it. I'm hoping he will go for this. But we will do a draft in GM mode. Not to basically play GM mode, but to do a draft. And we're going to draft who we think is going to which brand. There's going to be nothing on the line. Just who can get the closest brand to brand selection. It's a bit of a fun game, really. So be looking out for that on the channel. We will try and post that as best as possible whenever I can get in with us. He says, but this person changed the game. I'm going to introduce Rhea Ripley, the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Obviously, she beat Charlotte Flair. So Rhea comes down, trips, gives a handshake to each, well, all four of them, which was really nice. And basically, it's Judgment Day time now. Rhea says, we did the impossible. Dethroned Charlotte Flair, and you've got to rise for Mammy. She went, I didn't know. I says, get up now. Rise for the greatest champion of WWE. Damn. Also, little shout out, if he sees this, Kenny G. Kenny G. He predicted that Dom would come out in the lowrider. And I forgot what Ray was, but basically, nearly there. Ray came out in the lowrider, and Dominic came out in a prison thug entrance. Not bad, Kenny. Very close to what it was supposed to be, but shout out to him. Real life friend, great guy, incredible guy. Love him to pieces. There's your shout out. Enjoy. And I believe on my channel as well, Kenny G and Batesy in a #1 contenders match in a tables match. I've got to stop doing the LA Night thing. Moving on. And basically, Finn starts talking and he goes, he's all about Edge. And I'm like, not Edge again. Can we just kill off that feud? Just Edge and Finn are done. And he says, what kind of man splits my head open? I had 14 staples in my head, and I'm still standing. Little news. Turns out that Finn had a grade 2 tear in his leg, I believe it was. And he basically got told 6 to 8 weeks to be out for. 3 weeks before Mania. For 3 weeks straight, day in, day out, he was rehabilitating his leg to the point that he could do the WrestleMania match with Edge. Soldier, warrior, incredible person. And he says, but I'm still standing. And Edge is nowhere to be seen. And then we get the biggest heel in the company. And I mean the biggest heel in the company. Dominic Mysterio. He went to talk. Boo! It was nuclear. It was loud. That wasn't the loudest. He then tried to speak again and it got even louder. Dominic Mysterio is without a doubt the biggest heel in the company right now, and he thrived in the situation. Because he can't talk, he's like, and the crowd are booing the crap out of him. And to be fair, a lot of this goes to the crowd, right? The crowd for Raw After Mania was a bit dead. This crowd was in it, it was nuclear. This crowd was like, look, we're here, and we're great, so shout out to the crowd. And every time Dom tried to talk, it would get louder and louder until Dom was like, do you know what? I'm going to take this. The crowd hates him and he thrives. He says, I pulled my punches. I could never hurt my dad. I love my dad. What am I doing? He says, but Santos, Ray, all them lot can go to... No, he said not Santos. My family, Ray, my mum, my sister, can all go to hell. Wow. And basically, they're going about Bad Bunny. So Damien starts talking. He says, he took, the chokeslam that Bad Bunny took. He took it like a champ, let me tell you. And he says, I hope you forgive me. I forgive you for what I did to you. And Ray interrupts. Cole knows a bad Spanish word, but because he's on Fox, he's not going to tell you that Spanish word. Puta. Just let you know. But it's LWO time. We are getting ready for Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Damien taking it straight to Ray, whipped in the corner. By the way, Dominic Mysterio is 23. He's 1 year younger than me. Yes, I'm 24. God damn, what am I doing with my life? But as I said, he's the biggest heel right now, and Michael Cole keeps calling it a pathetic excuse for a human being. A lovely suplex from Dominic. Like Santos in big knee. He wants to kick the crap out of Dominic. Enziguri crossbody, double backbreaker, set up Rana, double on a live dive to the outside, Ray one side, and Santos Escobar the other. LWO are on top as we go to the ad break. However, when we come back from the ad break, quick notice, I predicted Dominic and Damien. Judgment Day are back on top. Santos comeback? Nope. Flatliner though to Dominic gets a 2 count. Tag? Nope. He gets Need instead. Backdrop, Rey Mysterio comeback. Michinoku driver from Dominic onto Rey. Roll through dropkick from Rey onto Dom. Springboard moonsault. Rey is 50 yard and still pulling out springboard moonsaults. Crazy. Zelina then decides to take out Rhea Ripley. That is the single-handedly worst mistake you've ever done in your life. Good luck to you. As Rhea starts to chase Zelina around the ring, gets hit by a chair which looks painful, and chases Zelina off into the distance. And we think, oh, that's cool. So Rey then hits the 619. As we're going for the pin, Dominic intervenes because Damien got tagged in. Nobody realised. Damien hits the South of Heaven onto Rey Mysterio for the 1, 2, 3. Dominic and Damien Priest beat Rey and Santos Escobar. I gave this match a 4 out of 5. You can see a theme. SmackDown was so much better than Raw. So much better. Like, SmackDown said, look, we've got a point to prove. Let us prove it. Anyway, we go backstage and Sammy starts looking for Jey Uso. We cut to an ad break. Terrible placement. And we get told next week on Raw we have a king returning. No, it's not Jerry the King Lawler. No, it's not the King of Kings Triple H. It is Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style. Do I wish this was left as a surprise? Yes. But being told Shinsuke's back, I'm excited for next week. Anyway, we get Jay at the back, or backstage, and he goes, Sammy finds me, says, I've got one thing to say. The Bloodline's crumbling. We told you we were going to take your titles, and we did. We told you the Bloodline's crumbling, and it is. Where's Jay? What's happening? Solo looks like he's going to take you out at the given opportunity. And he says, basically, I'll do it, but I will beat it into you to leave the Bloodline. You're better than the Bloodline. Anyway, we hear a noise from the back. Sammy runs through, and it's Solo. He's got this crate and just chucked it on Kevin's leg by the look of things, taking Kevin out of action tonight. So, 23 minutes left, we get Sammy and Jey Uso in the main event. I was like, this is good, 23 minutes. Yeah, no ad breaks and whatnot after. It was 15 minutes we got. Yay. Anyway, we start the match. Jey looks weird without no titles, and on his own, Jey looks just odd. It's weird. But KO's not available. And I love this. Sammy walks out, you think, where's his titles? He pulls down his jacket. Ooh, he's got the Raw and SmackDown titles around his waist. I can't even put my title around my waist, so F you, Sammy. Anyway, we start off the match. I predicted Sami Zayn here. Now, how I was wrong. Collar and elbow tie up to start off the match. Two of them. They're playing mind games with each other, but Sammy hits a big clothesline. Sammy's on the top rope. And he pulls a couple of punches and he gets down to the ring. He goes to do a dive, turns around, and oh, would you look at that? Solo Sikoa is walking down the ramp. We get an ad break. Sammy's outnumbered at this point. We come back. They're back on the top rope having a battle between themselves. And Sammy picks up Jey Uso and gives him an exploder suplex off of the top rope. Good shib. Sugar honey iced tea. You get that idea. And then Jay's in the ring. He gets turned around and hits a lovely enziguri onto Sami Zayn. Sammy goes back to the top. Jumps off, eats a super kick, 2.9 count. That was close. He's like, huh? You really think you... And Jay's just going at Sammy, going, huh? Who do you think you are? Anyway, Sammy gets back up, hits another exploder to Jay, so sets up. But the hoover kick doesn't quite hit it. Jay goes for the roll-up 2 count, where Sammy jumps up, blue thunder bomb, and gets a 2.9 count again. Some close crap. Anyway, it ends up being a slugfest. And we go, there's a massive enziguri. Jay's going for a super kick. No, eats a headbutt. Sammy's a bit daunted on the outside. What's this? Solo's out of nowhere. It's the Samoan spike onto Sami Zayn. Puts him back in the ring, you dastardly heels. Sami gets back in the ring, hits a jumping super kick from Jay onto Sami, and Jay picks up the win. 1, 2, 3. It's 3.5 out of 5 for that match. I predicted wrong. But it doesn't end there. Solo starts mauling Sami, and Jay just stood to the side watching. He's like, no. Solo goes to hit the Samoan spike again, but Jay stops Solo. Hold on a second here. Jay's stopping. Sami starts to get back up. You're thinking, oh, it's ended now. Nope. Jay Uso super kicks their head clean off of Sami Zayn. Clean off. And starts beating. That is the nail point in that rivalry. Jay Uso super kicked the head off of Sami Zayn. And then to start beating down, we get a return. Is it Kevin Owens? No. Is it Cody Rhodes? No. It's Matt Riddle. Now, I was shocked in a way of I'm like, oh, it's I didn't see that coming, but Riddle? Until I realised, oh crap, yeah. Solo, because Riddle had to go to rehab, Solo Sikoa was the reason Riddle went off screen. He took him out completely. So now Riddle is back to right the wrong, so Riddle makes the save for Sami Zayn. He's over, by the way. The crowd love him. And the old storyline got linked back in there. Solo took out Riddle. So Riddle's now back to help even the odds again. Are we getting a roster versus Bloodline feud? Maybe. But we're getting Cody v Brock on Raw, so there's that. Anyway. I give the match a 4 out of 5. A solid 4 out of 5. Great return show. It's what we needed. WWE program needed this show to kick off, and they did. They was like, look, Raw was crap, we know, but here's a SmackDown to be happy and proud of. I was very, very reluctant going into this. I was like, do I do the review? Do I not? Look, I go to you guys. I would sit here and do the review for it. I would record the review for you guys, so you could basically see Raw in 30 minutes or less, pretty much. SmackDown in 30 minutes or less, rather. This was great. The worst and best Superstar of the Week. So we have the Rami of Honor. I'm not grabbing the title. The Rami of Honor, Best Superstar of the Week. And we have the Omos Worst Wrestler of the Week. Worst Wrestler of the Week, Natalya. Plain and simple. Shotzi's good, and she's better than Natalya. Natalya's awful. Sorry. The best, however. The best I'm going to give to 6 people. Yes, 6. I'm going to give the best to the Brawling Brutes and Imperium. The match to kick off the show is what we needed. We needed a heavy-hitting, big feud fight. We got that in Imperium and the Brawling Brutes, and the crowd loved every second of it. They're so invested in Sheamus and Gunther. They could fight forever, and I think the crowd would be happy to see them fight forever. Guys, in the comments down below, let me know what you thought of SmackDown. If you watched it, if you listened to me in the review, what did you think of SmackDown? What do you think of the review? What can I do to make things better, visually and vocally? But guys, thank you all so much for watching this SmackDown Scrutiny with me. Until the next video, peace.